Inside Michigan Football is presented by Meyer.
Hi again, friends, and welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Football. Doug Karsch, John Jansen at the Big House. Wolverines beat Michigan State 24-17 in a game. Didn't start out great for Michigan, but it finished great for Michigan.
It did, and I mean, hey, it's a good thing the game's not over after the first quarter because it was 2 long drives for Michigan State. Fortunately, they missed a field goal. Michigan's offense couldn't get anything going. We thought we were in for the same old song and dance, but hey, they found a way to get the job done.
Well, we'll pick up the play-by-play a little bit later on, but first let's start with the quarterbacks. A turnover-free day for the quarterbacks and great use of 2 quarterbacks with 2 different skill sets. Davis Warren through the throw game, Alex Orji with the run game.
Yeah, Davis Warren, I mean, in the first half, the first incompletion is the only incompletion he had in the first half. 10 of 11, threw for a touchdown, and 13 of 17 for the game. It was a great performance, and they didn't ask him to do a lot, but he just took what was there. He didn't try and take chances. He protected the football, and then when you sprinkle in Alex Orji, 6 carries, 64 yards, and I think the best part, and we'll get to it at the end, but the first downs that he picked up to salt the clock away at the end, the awareness of where the first down marker is, sliding down to make sure that he didn't go out of bounds, keep the clock rolling. It just was a great performance by both guys.
Best day for the quarterbacks all year. Well, let's go to Jansen Vision, Michigan's second possession.
Yeah, and this is going to be the tight end screen. And Colson Levin's right here. Max Bredesen is right out here. But I want you to watch a couple other guys. Watch these 2. And the reason I say that is because you're going to get an all-out blitz off this side. It's a perfect call in this blitz. Sometimes you get lucky and you make the right call. But if he slows down at all, he might actually knock a defender into the play. He doesn't. Great awareness of being able to run past the defender. But now I want you to watch this. Watch Max Bredesen. I like to try and highlight him at least once a time. He drives him, doesn't stop, whistle's not blown, keep on going and throw him right out of the gym. That is exactly what Max Bredesen does every single week.
All right, let's go to the second quarter. Jansen Vision on a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and this one here is Ernest Hausman, and I want you to watch because he sniffs out the screen right away. As soon as this tackle allows the defender to go in front of him, you have to react right away to get outside. If you don't, you're going to get blocked, and there's a possibility of a big play. But as soon as it happens, boom, he scoots across his face and makes the play in the backfield. That is Ernest Hausman at his best.
All right, let's talk about the defense, because the offense didn't get going till late in the first half, but the defense kept getting off the field. At one point, the Spartans had 130 yards to Michigan's 1. At one point, Michigan State had 8 first downs. Michigan had run 7 plays, and yet it was 7-0 because the defense kept making plays.
Well, after the first 2 drives, I believe it was 4 plays, and then it was a 3 and out, and then it was the 2 plays for the fumble at the end. They drew a line in the sand, and they said no more. And at some point in the game, the defense, it's a good defense. We've seen them play good throughout the course of the year, but they had to do it at that moment, or the game was going to get away.
Okay, let's pick it up late in the first half. Wolverines down 7-0. Wolverines out of the 2-minute timeout. They got a 3rd down and 5, and Samaj Morgan, who was very good on these money downs, made a play.
Yeah, he made a play, and that's all it takes sometimes. You need some guys, whether it's receiver, tight end. They've relied on Colson Leveland a lot. You've got to find a way to just pick up first downs.
And all of a sudden, the offense got going. Here's a wide receiver making a play. Peyton O'Leary makes a man miss and gets into Spartan territory.
Yeah, if I was going to pick out one of the receivers to make a man miss, Peyton O'Leary wouldn't be at the top of the list, but he did what he had to do to pick up the first.
Colston Loveland goes for 7 yards. Michigan's passing game starting to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, and Jason said this during the broadcast. It wasn't the running game setting up the pass game. It felt more like the pass game, which we didn't think was going to happen, was setting up the run game.
Donovan Edwards with a couple of runs had the Wolverines knocking on the door. And let's go to Jansen Vision late first half.
Yeah, and this one, we have no idea how Colson Loveland is able to find his way open until we saw this. This is where the run really helps you out because Donovan Edwards is in the backfield. He's going to take a fake handoff, the play action pass, and I want you to watch this defender. He's got Colston Loveland one-on-one. Should be married to him. He gets distracted because he's looking at Donovan Edwards, and all it takes is a couple of steps forward, which happens. Colston Loveland runs right by him, and it's an easy pitch and catch.
So it's crazy. Missed extra point at 7-6. Spartans might be trying to run out the clock, but they get a 14-yard carry from Nate Carter. Now they want to go. They want to score some points. So that means Aiden Childs is back to pass. And we talked all week long about the turnover battle, and Josiah Stewart makes a huge play here.
Josiah, recently named captain, made a play that you want captains to be able to make. And I don't know what Aiden Childs was thinking. He had to have known. He was flushed out of the pocket for a reason. He's not going to, I mean, the scouting report says he's not going to outrun, Josiah Stewart. All of a sudden, Josiah Stewart catches up to him, and the way he tackled him, too, with the swipe, knocking the ball free, and Kenneth Grant. I know Kenneth Grant wanted to redeem himself. Don't tell me you weren't thinking about it either. Scoop and score?
He had the
Glad he
fumble
fell on
against
it.
USC
Yeah.
where he fumbled it back. Sure, would have been great for KG, but he did the right thing.
Yeah.
And Michigan gets a field goal out of it. They use Donovan out of the backfield, get into closer territory for Zavada. And suddenly, after feeling like they got dominated in the first half, Michigan's leading this game 9-7 at the break.
And this is on the heels of missing the extra point. So you go in up 9-7, having really been outplayed for the majority of the first half. It was great momentum for the Wolverines.
We'll have second half highlights when we continue the dramatic win over Michigan State. Also, we'll go inside the Michigan locker room, hear from the head coach, Sharon Moore, here on Inside Michigan Football.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2024 Michigan football season and proud sponsor of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by University of Michigan Health. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. Visit michigananswers.com.
All right, so it's halftime, Michigan and Michigan State. Key stats, Spartans in the red zone, 1 for 2, Michigan 2 for 2. Spartans with 1 turnover, Michigan with no turnovers, and that's why the Wolverines led 9-7. Let's go to third quarter highlights. Samaj Morgan on a 3rd and 8. This is a huge play.
It is a huge play, and for him to be able to pick up this first down in this moment, I mean, we hadn't been able to stop third downs on defense, but to be able to extend a drive, give the defense a little bit of a breather, but to get a play from Samaj.
And keep this drive alive, we go to Jansen Vision for our next highlight.
Yeah, and this is the Alex Orji 29-yard run, and I want to show a little bit of why this is successful. First of all, you empty out the backfield with Khalil Mullins going out this way. Keep an eye on him because he's going to be a huge part of the success of this play. But it starts off with Giovanni El Hadi here, and as soon as this play begins, you're going to watch him pull. Now, he has to bubble around a little bit, but he's able to get around, and he logs this guy, which means he turns him inside, allowing Alex Orji to initially get outside. As he does, hey, get to the sideline, there's Khalil Mullins, and there's Samaj Morgan. Now, Samaj, all right, hey, cut him. You're a little fella. We need a little block. Just cut him next time.
All right, so Wolverines go flea flicker after this. They love this play, and this is a pass downfield to a wide receiver player.
Yeah, which seems to be stunning at this time, but we saw Alex Orji do this against USC. Nothing there. Good decision. He kept it. This time, Davis Warren is able to throw the ball just over the outstretched arms of the corner, and obviously a nice route on the corner route.
How about Samaj? This direct snap, little misdirection, gets the ball inside the 10.
It's about creating an illusion sometimes. Misdirection. You get an extra blocker outside because of the fake that he had to Alex Orji.
Good drive to start the second half, results in an Alex Orji touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 2, and Michigan leads it 16-7. But the Spartans respond with a good drive. They got some 3rd down conversions and get a field goal out of this, but Spartans were very good on 3rd down, especially 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. They were able to convert. It's frustrating, and Michigan has to fix it.
But 3rd and short, we go to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and I'm going to highlight big old Kenny G right here, and the reason I wanted to show this one, because big men aren't not supposed to move like this. All he's going to do is loop out a little bit, swim this guard. He's going to fall out a 5-story window, and Kenneth Grant is going to be right there to make a play in the backfield. And I mean, that's why when scouts are looking at this Michigan defense, that's what Kenneth Grant stands out for doing. It's just his ability to be a great athlete.
All right, we go to the 4th quarter after a Spartan field goal. It's 16-10 Michigan. Here's Alex Orji with his feet again, making a play. And we go to Jansen Vision now for this big 3rd and 3.
So we've always been, hey, run the ball or throw it to the tight ends. So you got Marlon Klein right here, you got Colston Loveland right here. Both of these guys, you got Marlon Klein right here, Colston Loveland right here. Both of these guys are why this one goes. As soon as Marlon Klein goes in motion, widens everybody out a little bit, and then you have Colston coming over here. As soon as he clears here, you've got a linebacker going here, you're one-on-one over here with Marlon Klein, and here is the target. All of a sudden, Kendrick Bell, everything opens up for him. I'm sorry, it's the other guy, but that's the hole that I'm talking about that he's able to fit in, and it was made because of the motion of Marlon Klein, the route that he runs, as well as Colston Loveland widen everybody out.
And Donovan Edwards, he's got this skill set, and in big games, they break out the halfback pass.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we saw it first against Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Now all of a sudden they pull it out when it matters most against their big rival.
At this point, Donovan Edwards' passer rating was like 623, 1 throw, 1 touchdown, 2-point conversion. Then the Colston Loveland is good. Interesting little concept that Michigan leads at 24-10.
Yeah, and the big thing about that is, and we had debated this, when should they go for 2? Because at one point it was, 16-10,
yeah.
And Michigan State's within 1 score. All of a sudden, you got to go up 2 touchdowns at some point.
All right, Spartans respond. These are these 3rd and long plays that drove Michigan fans, and I'm sure the staff, nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to find a way. You do such a good job on 1st and 2nd down. You put them in bad position. You got to come through.
Well, the Spartans get a touchdown on a slant to Nick Marsh. It's 24-17. Michigan goes 3 and out. Defense then steps up. First, Derek Moore forces a grounding, but the Spartans move the chains anyway. And then a big 4th down and 5. How about Quentin Johnson coming up huge?
Oh, it was big. First of all, the pass rush was key. You got to be able to get Aiden Childs on the move. He's not the same quarterback on the move, and he knew he had to make a play. If it's incomplete, all right, hey, if it's an interception, he had to try and throw it down there. Quentin Johnson was in the right spot.
So 1:52 to go in the game. Michigan needs a 1st down or 2 to end it. Spartans have all their timeouts. Alex Orji in the run game again gets a 1st down right away.
Well, yeah, and the 1st down right away, it was key, one, to give yourself a little bit of confidence, but he also gets the 1st down yardage and gets down, stays in bounds.
And then the 3rd and 5, this one is the one where he puts the game away.
Yeah, and I mean, I love it for Alex Orji. I mean, Davis Warren, Alex Orji, Jack Tuttle, anything good that happens from here on out, we're very excited about.
We'll go inside the Michigan locker room next here on Inside Michigan Football.
Just proud of the guys, the way they battled. We got a lot of fight in this group, and in a game like this, it's, you throw the records out the window and you just try to get a win.
Just to have bragging rights for 365 days in the state of Michigan, it's a great feeling. Ultimately, I'm grateful that, and the whole team's grateful that we were able to come up with the victory at the end of the game.
You have a win like this, it brings juice to everyone. We had juice on the sidelines. Then after the game, we had juice in the locker room. So, we just got to keep it going into next week and keep these wins rolling.
Oh, sweet. Dono running right. He's going to fire. He's got a man at the goal line. Caught. Touchdown.
I just sold the fake. If he wasn't going to bite, I was going to run it. I wasn't going to mess with my quarterback record. I'm not going to lie to you. But, C-Love was wide open. Just hit him with the easy pass, and Dono gets to keep his perfect completion percentage.
Our conversation with the coach is brought to you by Meyer.
Coach, it's not always pretty, but a win's a win. How's this one feel?
Feels good. Always things to clean up and always things to get better at, but getting the win, especially against Sparty, was huge for us.
What was the message to the players in the locker room after this one?
The first thing was the altercation at the end. Like, we just don't represent Michigan like that. That's not how we operate business, no matter how it started or whatever. Always take the high road, so get that handled. But from the game standpoint, thought the kids fought, especially the second half, and really the momentum going into the second half really carried into the second half. And I thought offense played their best half in the second half, and defense stood the tail when they needed to.
I do want to give you a couple of stats that I think are key in this game because it wasn't like it was an offensive explosion. We'll talk about quarterbacks in a minute, but no penalties and no turnovers. How important was that in a game like this?
Huge. Any Big Ten game, any game like this of this magnitude, it's going to come down to those penalties and turnovers, and something we overemphasize and continue, and we'll having no turnovers, no penalties, and it was huge in the game for us.
So now let's talk about the quarterback position. Davis Warren in the first half was 10 of 11. For the game, 13 of 19, 1 touchdown. And then Alex Orji, 6 rushes, 64 yards. Just your thought on their performance.
I thought they did a good job. Complemented each other pretty well in the way we thought they would. And I thought the staff developed a good plan and good rhythm. I thought Kurt, especially in the second half, got a great rhythm with both of them in the game and voted out well.
How did you guys go into this game thinking that you wanted to use both in terms of just the rhythm of the game?
I think, we wanted to start Davis and then allow Orji to get in there early so he can get a rhythm and run the ball. And felt like he'd give us an advantage numbers-wise. And, when people put stuff in the extra people in the box, you've got to plus them with the quarterback and really help this game.
So to start the game, obviously Michigan State, two long drives. They miss a field goal, they get a touchdown, but then it was 5 plays, 9 yards, 3 plays, 9 yards, and then obviously the fumble.
Yeah.
What changed for the defense?
They just buckled down on little details. They did a good job executing in their opening drive, so their openers they had set. They did a really good job executing. I thought our guys adjusted well. To go on a long drive to start the game and then get a missed field goal, it was a huge piece for our defense, and those guys just kept fighting.
It's not all great, but what happened on the extra point?
Just the way it was snapped, it moved when it snapped and didn't give you a perfect spiral for the holder, and he tried to get it and it fumbled, so something we got to clean up.
And then obviously the response was sack fumble. How big was it? Josiah Stewart coming up big.
Yeah, that was huge. Another reason why we made him a captain, a guy that just keeps making plays every game, and that was a game changer. I think that was a changer of the game right there.
The offensive line struggled a little bit. I know there was a point in the second quarter you came over, you had a conversation with them. What was the tenor of that conversation?
It wasn't all pretty. It wasn't things I could probably say on air, but it was really it boiled it down to who are you want to be and who do you want to be? What do you represent? If you're going to represent the Michigan football offensive line, you've got to operate in a certain manner. And it came out a lot differently than that, but that was basically the message.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Pretty happy coach in the Michigan locker room.
Yeah, happy, excited, also a little bit relieved that they were able to finally put together enough to get a win.
Maybe they'll get something going offensively moving forward. We will go inside the locker room more and hear from Ed Kingerski next on Inside Michigan Football.
Colston Loveland was Michigan's most productive pass catcher against the Spartans. The All-American tight end caught 6 balls for 67 yards, 2 of them touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. Loveland has led or tied for the team lead in receptions every game he's played this year.
That's exactly what I want. When the quarterback needs someone to throw it to or is unsure, throw it my way, I look my way, and I'll be available every time. And that's just a shout out to all the coaches and all everyone who believes in me, my family. But especially just the details and the coaching, the details and the route detail and all that. Just super blessed to have all that around me.
In many ways, this one signified a return to complementary football. The offense was good when it had to be, scoring 16 straight points to bridge the 2 halves and helping to spearhead a rivalry victory.
When we got in the red zone, we scored touchdowns, and that was huge for us and protecting the football and not beating ourselves. And so definitely some things to clean up on, but man, it's a great feeling.
Michigan's 2-headed quarterback rotation worked. Starter Davis Warren went 13 of 19 with a 140 QB rating, and Alex Orji led the club in rushing with 6 carries for a critical 64 yards.
I thought Davis played phenomenal. For him to have the confidence that he did all week and continue to lead the way that he did throughout this whole week, and for his performance that displayed today, I'm beyond proud of him and I'm happy for him. And I thought that Orris just played relentless and phenomenal. And I'm sure that he led the team in rushing today. Then I'm beyond happy for him because he deserves it as well.
The smiles were back, the togetherness never left. A much-needed boost for the Wolverines as they now enter the toughest stretch of their schedule. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kingerski.
X and O's, they only do so much to it. Obviously there's a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of emotion playing a game like this. So our mindset was just that, and I thought we just did a good job out there just playing the whole game.
Definitely happy, seeing Paul in our locker room every time we walk past. It just brings extra juice, and we get to see Paul. Like, dang, we did that. That was a great win.
So Michigan gets a victory over Michigan State at the Big House, and now just #1 Oregon coming to town.
Yeah. Hey, it's a great opportunity. And, whether it's #1 coming to town, it doesn't matter. Michigan needs wins. And hopefully they were able to generate a little bit of confidence. Now it's a matter of how are they going to handle the quarterback situation, keep it fresh, keep it new. Don't always have just Alex Orji as the run guy. That's up to the coaches to figure out.
We'll recap that game next week here on Inside Michigan Football. We'll see you then.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2024 Michigan football season, and proud sponsor of thousands of local sports teams across the Midwest.